Welcome to another episode of IHNA and IHM Career Australia. I'm Vinesh Palan. We are on this journey trying to decode what's happening around the world, how everyone can approach it, and what's the best way to, or no one has a definite answer of how to get across the line with the situation we are in right now, but we're trying to make best sense of out of it. Today we have Kruti Patel with us. She is the CTO of Shebah Rideshare. Welcome, Kruti, to the show.
Hi,
Hi,
thank
how are
you.
you, Kruti?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good, good. The weather is still crazy out there. It's so
Yeah,
good to
it's
see you having
actually,
a hot coffee.
yeah, I am having a hot coffee because I cannot start my day without a coffee. And yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
good. So you are the CTO of Rideshare, and I know that you're extremely proud of the work that you do over there. Can you give us a brief intro of what you do over there, Kruti?
Yeah, so Sheba is a rideshare company for women. So all drivers and riders are women or children under 18. So yeah, it's a safer transport mode for women in because of other transportation like taxis, Ubers have proven to be often not safer. So Sheba is just another option for women to feel safe when they ride, and all our drivers are women, so yeah, they generally feel safer. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
Sheba.
that's so good. So I read a post that you shared last week, and you were really, about a good story, a positive story. So it's really good to hear good stories come out during this situation. It kind of motivates us more, or it kind of gives us a good feeling shot. Which we so lack
Yeah,
during these days.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah. So
yeah.
yeah, last week we had couple of close calls where we had to save some women from domestic violence situation, and our drivers went and got them out of that, and that was a really rewarding thing to hear. But there was one child as well who was a domestic violence victim, and we went and saved them. That's very rewarding to hear when a software that you are building is being used for such a noble cause. You know.
Yeah, so good to hear that. I can see it in your
Yeah.
face that you're really proud of them. So how has all the stuff impacted you and the work that you've been doing? How is it going for you, Kruti?
Um, in terms of work and working from home, it has not been much difference. We have been more productive, to be honest, because we are saving time in commute and everything. So, and team has been more communicative and collaborative because everyone's working remotely. So that has been really good as well. In terms of business, yes, business is impacted
Yeah.
like every other business, but I think we I think when every business, including ours, when we'll come out of this situation, we will be stronger and better, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
so good to hear. That's promising to hear. That's what everyone wants to hear right now. Thanks, thanks
Yeah.
for sharing that. How has it been with your colleagues? So you mentioned that your productivity is going high, but it's important that we miss that human touch. Like you said, we don't go for drinks, we don't go for coffee, we don't have that human touch. So how has your team been coping, and what have you been feeling around that?
Yeah. So actually at Sheba, we didn't have a massive Friday night drinks culture anyways. We did have we have a really good team in terms of we all love each other. We all go for lunch together every day.
Oh,
So
that's
we are
awesome.
missing that a lot. So sometimes what we do is on our meetings, we all sit together and eat lunch together or something
That's
like that. And
that's
that
sweet.
kind of offsets the situation. So yeah, I still have like one-on-ones with my team members, and when we do one-on-ones and stuff, we talk about other things as well, other than just work. So it makes them feel good. Like yesterday, I was on a call with my colleague for 45 minutes, one of my junior Android dev, and after 45 minutes, he was feeling low, and he feels so happy and chirpy and back to normal now.
It's
So
so
yeah, I
good,
think
so
that's
good to have that
yeah,
feeling back. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's what I think we have been doing, which is keeping us all going.
Hopefully at the end of 20 minutes, you, me, and all our viewers will also feel a bit chirpy about the conversation that we have around here. You're from the tech industry. So what's been happening around over there, the tech industry? Has it been evolving? What has been the last few impact in the last few weeks? And how do you think the future goes for us?
Yeah, so I think in the very first couple of weeks of this COVID-19 situation in March for Australia, we had over 1.5 million jobs lost or something like that across Australia. So that's a huge impact, right? And it also impacts technology, of course. I know so many of my friends who have lost jobs or who have been like, we all have suffered salary losses as well, right? Like everyone, most of the people I know have lost their 20% salary during this time, so that company survives and no one loses jobs and stuff like that. So there has been a massive impact in terms of the professional landscape, I should say. But at the same time, I think like as Shebah especially, we have taken this opportunity to build new features and work on the long backlog items that we had, which we didn't fix for a while. We are working on those things because right now the traffic on our platform is not high, so we can take that risk. So we have taken it a bit proactively and working on lots of new features, which is awesome for us. And I think most of the companies have been doing that. They have been building as much as they can and keeping the employees busy. At the same time, I think all the marketing agencies, tech services agencies, all these companies are struggling more because they needed more clients to get the work in, and clients are not coming in right now because everyone's cost cutting. So I think they have struggled the most. But on the flip side, there are so many good companies which have done amazing as well, like Zoom and Slack, even Atlassian, all these companies, they have been doing really well because those softwares are needed more right now for the collaboration. So yeah, it's just, I think it has pros and cons in both sides. There has been good things happening and bad things happening. So
it's always when we go into such a situation, it's easy to fix on the negative things and the cons and worry about that. Good to hear the good pros of what's happening right now. So have you got in touch with, or have you talked with anyone who has lost their job, and what's the mood there like? Have they kind of accepted that this is something unusual and we are going to be on it together, or what's the mood over there like?
I think those who has lost jobs have been struggling a lot in terms of getting a job right now. Like, I know a friend of mine who works as a hiring manager, and he posted a job on Seek and got more than 300 resumes in like 2 or 3 days time. Processing so many resumes for companies is gonna be like hard, right? So getting out of this, like applying for jobs and getting a call for a job as well has been tricky for a lot of people. If you have good savings and stuff, people have been less struggling, to be honest, because they can get 4 or 5 months out of their savings, and then they can look for the better opportunity, or else I should say that they are not under the pressure to find another job because it's not the matter of their survival in a way. So I think it depends on people, but most of the people I know have been very understanding about the situation and the jobs, the reasons why they would have lost a job and stuff like that. So, and companies have been quite honest as well. This is for the first time I've seen where companies have been brutally honest that this is the reason and we cannot afford it, that's why we have to let you go, sort of. So yeah, it's good to see some transparency as well from companies and employers.
Yeah, that's really good. I mean, I think honesty is a big factor over here. Everyone knows that we are in a bad situation, and when that honesty comes in, it has a huge impact over here. And
Yeah.
that good points, Kruti. Thanks for sharing that. Now, you mentioned that a recruiter said that he got 300 applications in a couple of days, and it's impossible to stand out of that bunch. It's impossible to make an impact out of this. So, what would your advice be for job seekers? To especially in this stage, the competition will be high because a lot of people have lost their jobs and the market is still crawling back. So, what would your advice to job seekers be?
Yeah, so yes, it is very hard to stand out, right? So one of the biggest things that I like to do, and I've always been doing, is to get uh, like my cover letter written very well for each and every company I apply. I research about the company, I read about the company, and then apply for that. Companies want to see, in this situation or in any situation, they want to see that why as an employee you want to join this company and why you are passionate about this company, because in the end you're going to work for that. So I think that's one of the most important thing. And also, like, even if you have lost job or you're new grad, out of the college and looking for a job, I think one of the things you can focus on is contribute into open source code, or do something within your capacity. Don't push yourself too much, but within your capacity, focus on building yourself positively in this time, because I think after the COVID situation, interviewers are gonna ask that what did you do during this COVID situation, and how did you cope with it, and stuff like that. And bringing a positive attitude in that will be a very bonus point for any employee to, or candidate to, go into the job. So yeah.
Yeah, but I think I'm hearing that question a lot right now, as in, you will get a question as in, what have you been doing during shutdown? I was talking to James earlier today, and he said, just be honest. You don't have to do rocket science, or you don't have to do anything brilliant. Just be honest. You try to do this, or even I was taking care of kids, or I was taking care of my family. Even that is acceptable, but having a good answer and good honest answer, and bringing the humanness in there, can take you a long way. So good on you for that. Thanks for sharing that. By the way, bring James back to the topic. You have an amazing relationship with James, and I can see that smile coming up on you. Yeah, and he brings a smile on all of us. So how would you recommend, to keep a relationship alive? So this is a question that I commonly get. Yes, we got in touch with the recruiter. Yes, we have had a good first conversation. How can you maintain that relationship? You even went across and I think taught James to cook some Indian curry, I think. So you're doing it really great. So what's your advice on that?
So as a candidate, so first of all, I have worked with James as a candidate as well as an employer. So I have been hiring manager for a while, and he also placed me in one of the companies I have worked with previously. So I have had both sides of experience with him. With James, it's interesting because firstly, me and James both are very outgoing people. So it just connected well when we started talking. But at the same time, he's a very genuine recruiter. You know that he's working for your good as well as company's good. It's not like he's just forwarding your resumes to people where you are also not interested to apply or something like that. So that was very positive for me as a recruiter. Before James, I have been like anti-recruiter. I don't like recruiters a lot because I have not had good experiences. But James was the one who actually changed my view about recruiters. So there has been situations where previously recruiters have forwarded my resumes to the companies where I don't want to work. And and then in the interview they asked me, why would you want to work for a company? And I will be honest that I don't want to work for you. It's just that person forced me to come for the interview. So that has happened as well. So I think with James, it's just that mutual understanding we have. And I've worked with him for like quite a few years. So we just built that relationship slowly. And now in this COVID situation, we catch up for drinks every now and then, every 15 days or something like that. And then while one of the drink session, we were chatting about Indian curries, and I was like, I can teach you easiest version of it. And then that's how I taught
That
him
was so
Indian
nice
curry.
to see on LinkedIn when you shared that, having an
Yeah,
experience like that.
yeah,
Also with James, what kicked off for me, I mean, I'm not an outgoing person like you. I'm probably the opposite of outgoing. So I support his rival English Premier League, Manchester United, and he's a huge Liverpool fan. And we taunt each other whenever we win or lose. So that's what kept us kicking, and the trust he
yeah,
placed in me. I remember when I was looking out for a job, he used to send me a job description and ask me to explain how I fit that role. Instead of he
yeah,
taking that decision, he trusted
yeah,
my judgment on that. So that's a
yeah,
big thing. Building that
yeah,
trust over recruiters. That's what
yeah,
meant. Now coming on to mental health, self development, not personal development or self care, rather.
yeah,
It's very important during time. It's easy to binge on Netflix or TV or whatever it is for hours and hours and hours, ignoring your health, physical and mental. What have you been doing to probably, bridge that gap? I asked this question to James. He said, I've been just sitting doing no exercise at all. So I'm sure that's not what's happening here. But what would your advice be, and what have you been doing, Kruti?
yeah. So first of all, this is the time to constantly keep in touch with your family and friends. Stay connected to them, check on them, make sure that they are happy and their mental health is like they are happy and they are mentally stable and happy as well, because this is the time where depression and stuff gets kicked off quite often for people. So that's first thing where what I have been doing. My family is back home in India, so I constantly keep in touch with them. I have lots of friends over here with whom I stay in touch. So we play games online. We just jump on and eat food together online and stuff like that. Just banter and things. So we have been doing that, which has been keeping me happy. Also, like if you have partner and you are staying with someone, a housemate or something, go out for sports and stuff. I do that. I go for like two people right now, two people can hang out together,
Yeah.
right? So I'll play football and soccer and footy, Aussie
Yeah.
footy,
Awesome.
basketball, volleyball, all the sports with my partner. And I'll also do some body weights exercise and weightlifting exercises. So I have some weights, so I do some of them. And sometimes I do Zumba as well. So this is my
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
exercise is something which makes me happy, very
Yeah.
happy.
So I think
Zumba
that's two in
especially.
one.
So, yeah, so
Yeah.
that's like win-win, right? You get
Yeah,
happy
yeah,
as well as you
win-win.
get
Yeah,
fitter.
that's
So
an
it
awesome
works out well.
combination to have. I wish I
Um,
had that, but no. So
yeah,
yeah,
lots
that
of
it's
people have started cooking. That's also another thing which has
yeah.
been really
I started
helpful
reading
and
books. I never
therapeutic.
used to read books, so I started reading books. I never knew I would read books,
Oh,
but there you go.
I read
It
big time. I've always been reading, so reading has been my like part of life always. But
yeah,
these are the things which I started doing, like football and like soccer and footy was something I started. Even basketball I started playing recently because of
that's
COVID,
awesome.
which was nice.
That
Yeah.
sounds really good. So, what does our future look like, Kruti? I mean, right now I'm at a stage, right? I'm not sure if I want to go back to work. I'm so used to work from home. I don't want to get up in the morning, get ready, walk to the train station, travel for 20, 30 minutes and get to office. It looks like a different world altogether. What do you think will
Yeah.
happen in the future?
I think as much as we are finding it different, even companies are finding it different, right? Until now, companies thought that, or most of the times, employers thought that working from home is waste of time, people
Yeah,
don't focus, they are not productive, whatever. It's not the case. It's proven that that's not the case. When you are forced to work from home and no options are left, people are still productive in this such a high pressure situation, right? So I think working from home will become quite norm soon. Uh, and at the same time, for us, I feel like I just don't want to travel every day for like 20-30 minutes to go to work and like take shower, get ready,
Nah.
spend money on dressing and everything. Like how much money we are saving just staying
Yeah,
home, right?
yeah. So my
So I
credit card
think,
bill has gone to half, and it's just groceries right now, right? So we've been saving a lot on that.
yeah, exactly. So I think things are gonna change a little bit. People might even like I'm not, I wouldn't be surprised that people will start moving towards more countryside and start working from home permanently and stuff
Yeah,
like that. That's something definitely I would love to do. I don't know
sounds
if
like
I
fun.
can because I'm a very city girl, but I think it's changing. The way we work is gonna change heavily.
Yeah,
What's next for us? Don't know. It's gonna be slowly all the restrictions will be lifted and we all will start going to work and stuff like that. But I think it limits on people would be still in
yeah,
place for a while. That more than 20 or 30 people are not allowed more on the a floor of
yeah.
office or something like that. So yeah, we'll see how we go. It's
Yeah.
interesting world. This is something we have never experienced, right?
Yeah,
So it's
it's
gonna be
fun.
interesting to see.
It's yeah, it's good to
Yeah.
have a curious mind to see what's happening rather than worrying about what is going to happen. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
you might continue doing, waking up at 8:30, and I was talking to someone. I wake up at 8:59, 9 o'clock. I open up my laptop and I'm working. Right,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that doesn't happen in a normal day. So yes, we
yeah,
are saving
exactly.
a lot of time with that. Now, Kruti, I know you do a lot of other initiatives outside your work as well. I think Young Coders is one of those things. How has it been going? Has it adapted, or what has been going in that space?
Yeah, so Young Coders has been on pause until June because so we had few workshops in March which we proactively cancelled because we deal with children and we didn't wanted to put them at risk. So yeah, since then we were and children have a very short attention span, especially on videos. It has been proven, like all the schools are struggling
All
as well to.
parents tell me this every day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's funny, like they can't just focus on a video call at all. Even if they are watching cartoon,
yeah,
yes, they focus on it so
yes,
much, but
yeah,
they don't like to focus on education over the
yeah,
call. So I think children are the ones who are adapting very fast in terms of this whole change of schooling also happened, right? So we wanted to take a break from and not pressurize them to do more stuff, because generally parents also would like their children to learn more and more and be occupied, so they might
yeah,
sign up more and stuff, but we don't want
absolutely.
them to get bored, and technology is something where you need a lot of attention,
Yeah,
so we
and you should
paused
enjoy
it.
it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So we have paused it right now. If this COVID situation keeps on going and we can't host any more workshops yet until, like, say, June, we will start online workshops. That was something in our pipeline, anyways, because we wanted to reach broader audience around the world in terms of broader audi- children audience, so they can learn and benefit from our workshops. So yeah, we'll start YouTube videos then. We'll see how we
brilliant.
go. Yeah.
Brilliant. Love this conversation, Kruti. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sure, just that what we targeted in the beginning, you'll feel a bit chirpy and a probably bring a small smile on you. If we had achieved that, that's a big success for us. Thank you so much for your time, Kruti, today.
Thank you. Stay positive, everyone.
Yeah. So, as always, probably this has given you a different perspective of how you are going ahead with your job search and what's happening around the world. If you have any questions or queries for us, please write to us at careeraustralia@m4tv.com.au. Until next time, bye bye.
வணக்கம் M4TV நேயர்களே, நான் உங்க பாலா.
நான் உங்க நம்ரதா.